Good, happy Friday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, more than a dozen bikes stolen from Concord Church. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Gene Mackin.
Entertain yours this summer at Clark's Trading Post and the White Mountain Central Railroad. With blaster boats, ice cream, and food galore. The segways you'll ride, and oh so much more. The circus, the train ride, and Wolfman, oh dear. Surely you'll visit Clark's Trading Post this year. Tickets include all rides, all shows, all day. We can barely wait to see you at Clark's Trading Post, Route 3, Lincoln, New Hampshire.
This is what was left behind, broken and bent bike frames. More than a dozen other bicycles stolen from outside the Restoration Foursquare Church on Fayette Street in Concord. 30 bikes pictured here were ready to roll. That's more than half of September's big bike giveaway. Until a group of thieves cut through chains and helped themselves on Tuesday evening.
I felt sick. What we're trying to do is help the community, not just refugee population, but those who just are down and out and need a bike.
Over 2 years, 230 donated bikes have been refurbished and rolled out of this program to children and to adults who need transportation to get to jobs.
If someone needed a bike, if they just asked, we would have given it to them. It would have. They didn't have to steal.
What the thieves may not realize, they were recorded on the church surveillance system. Police are poring over that video right now. The pastor says for him, it's not about catching the culprits. He wants to steer them in the right direction.
We're all about spreading love. You know, as a pastor, I choose to forgive and I choose to love, even in the midst of this.
And he has faith the community will help keep the bike program rolling. In Concord, Gene Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Children playing in cardboard box run over by vehicle. Let's take a listen to this video from WCVB Boston.
So much more than a makeup remover. Olay Daily Facials. Cleanse, exfoliate, hydrate, without leaving residue behind. Unlike the #1 makeup remover wipe, a cleanser is just a cleanser, unless it's Olay.
It happened here at the end of the driveway of 43 Roosevelt Street, a vacant building, where police say a 6-year-old boy and his 5-year-old sister were playing inside a cardboard box.
Era una caja chiquitita y estaban diciendo que los nenes estaban jugando en la caja.
This neighbor says it was a small refrigerator box, which the children had dragged to the end of the driveway, figuring it was safe because nobody lived in the building. 4:30 this afternoon, and that's when neighbors say the building's new owner pulled into the driveway. Police say the man could not see the cardboard box or the children playing in it, but neighbors say the box was hard to miss.
El tipo, por no parar y chequear la caja, le pasó por encima.
The SUV running over the box, injuring both children. The 6-year-old boy sustained minor injuries. However, his 5-year-old sister suffered serious injuries and had to be med-flighted to Boston's Children's Hospital. Now, according to several people we spoke with, the driver of that SUV should have gotten out of his vehicle and pulled that box, but he decided not to. No word on the little girl's condition at this late hour, but residents say the little boy who ended up with a broken arm is already back home. No charges have been filed.
Okay. Okay, and there you go on that report. Sorry about that, everyone. Holocaust survivor speaks about the pain he feels following Charlottesville violence. Let's take a listen to this video from WMTW News 8 in Maine.
It's more than the price that matters. It's the service that goes with it. At Patriot, that means you'll meet with great financing people and then our Subaru genius. I'm Mike Avery, Patriot Subaru, Saco.
And to this day, I'm still visiting the family that hid me and all of their children.
And to this day, what Charles Rottnell saw and heard as a child still haunts him.
Even a basketball game, when people are shouting defense, it sounds like Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil. So I'm still traumatized.
Only Rottnell and his brother survived with the help of a monk. While they were trying to flee, his mother and sister were killed in a train crash derailed on purpose. His father deported to the camp of Auschwitz.
Were sent directly to the gas chamber, including my father. So it's painful to look at it. And when these people do these blood and land thing, I mean, come on. Do they know what they're doing? It's outrageous.
Seeing white nationalists riot through Charlottesville, the violence and hatred leaves Rottnell angry.
I know there's free speech, but you're not supposed to cry fire in a theater. There's a limit to what free speech means. To me, this is beyond free speech. They're insulting not only the living, but the dead. And I feel offended by it and horrified.
He says this insults the millions of people who died in World War II, including Americans,
who I considered were our liberators.
And as for the president's and now the governor's comments, blaming both sides for the violence,
I think it's wrong that he has doubts. There's not two sides. Two sides? What two sides? They're Nazis. There's no two sides. You think the other opposition were just as bad? I mean, come on.
Okay, and there you go on that report. So he raised Trump's GOP could be bad for U.S. business. Corporate American just figured out that President Donald Trump's all-Republican Washington may be bad, so good for business after all. 1. The first worrying economic policy. The second worry, GOP competence. And the third worry, values. And those are the 3 ways. At least 13 dead, 100 injured in Barcelona attack. 5 terrorists killed in raid. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Breaking news, a van plowing into tourists on one of the most beautiful streets in one of Europe's most beautiful countries. There are fast-moving developments on the ground in and around Barcelona, Spain right now, and ABC's James Longman is right there.
An all-too-familiar scene with terror striking another major European city. The dead and injured lining the streets, first responders racing to the scene while others flee from the carnage.
Oh my God.
Barcelona joining a growing list of European cities targeted in recent months. London, Manchester, Paris. The attackers using an increasingly common tactic, turning a vehicle into a weapon of slaughter. This time, the assault left 13 dead and more than 100 injured. Tonight, south of Barcelona, police killed another group of alleged terrorists in what they're calling a related attack. The Barcelona attack began just before 5 p.m. on Las Ramblas, an iconic boulevard and a popular tourist destination in the heart of Barcelona.
It happened in an instant. There was just this white van just driving on the road. It's surreal. It's difficult to explain.
The van mowing down pedestrians at what witnesses guessed was 50 miles an hour.
When I saw it, he was traveling at high speed, just sort of knocking. There were people being flung into the air.
I saw a ton of people screaming. You could hear the van. Seeing all of the bodies there by Las Ramblas. It was like, I don't know, horrific.
The van careering down this path in red for more than 1,000 feet before coming to a halt. The front of the van smashed. We are right at the point where that van mounted the sidewalk. You can see debris there on the floor, discarded clothes. It came up here all the way down this street. People taking shelter, running into stores and restaurants. This woman and her family found sanctuary in a shoe store.
And I saw the people running, and we stay in this store and...
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Also, following a deadly vehicle ramming attack in Barcelona Thursday afternoon, which left at least 13 killed, a police operation was carried out 90 minutes south of the city in Kambala, during which 5 terrorists were killed, officials said. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday, and see you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.